All right, welcome back, folks. It's Sarcasm Speaks. I'm Jared. He's Bob. And, if you've been listening to the show long enough, you've been following us, maybe you've been with us since the beginning. Maybe you've only been with us recently. If so, welcome. But throughout the years, we've been known to hold many titles. King of all is douchebag and asshole.
90 seconds.
Cocksucker. Yeah, it's blown. It's gone. Whatever. Don't care.
Huge cunt.
Yeah, fuck YouTube. All those things typically are the tip of people's tongues when you think of how you would describe us. However, outside of those, we've been known to be masons, arborists,
electricians,
painters, landscapers, plumbers. Yep. We did that too. Pretty much jack of all trades.
carpenters.
Yep. We've pretty much done it all, because we're pretty awesome. And we can now add contracting to that list. We can also continue to have huge cocksucker on there too.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't remove any titles
after Friday night. So we have been redoing the bathroom. Also, too, if you're watching on YouTube and over the past couple episodes, you've noticed that like the wall behind us has started to go missing, and then the bar has changed a little bit. We're moving. Yeah. We're selling the house. So there's your big announcement. We're going to be putting the house on the market, I don't know, within the next 2 weeks probably. So we've obviously had to clean and redo some stuff. And obviously when you sell a house, because this is how it works, you get a real estate agent. And our realtor went through the house and kind of pointed out things like, oh, maybe you should do this. Maybe you should try and do this if you can, like normal real estate agents do. However, she didn't know that the two of us are giant assholes. And she had suggested maybe you should look at redoing the bathroom, probably repaint it. We had a popcorn ceiling that was peeling because we don't have a vent in the bathroom.
Yeah. Then she definitively said, repaint, do the ceiling.
Yeah, maybe get a new mirror because our mirror was kind of shitty. Yeah. Maybe a new light fixture because the fixture looked like it was from the 70s. But all that stuff. So we're like, okay, how hard can it be? Famous last words. So last Friday, we decided to embark on a journey of renovating our bathroom.
Actually, technically, it was 2 journeys. One was making as many bottles of bourbon disappear.
Yes, that is true.
And also renovate a bathroom.
We succeeded on one of those.
Oh, God.
Oh, man. You had said this to me while we were there, but I really wish that we had some way to record while we were in the bathroom scraping the ceiling and then painting, because it was fucking hilarious. I was pissing myself laughing. I don't necessarily remember exactly what we were saying.
The big thing we were saying was we were like, as we're doing all the work, we're sitting there and being like, remember all those times that we said, do a trade, be a laborer.
Don't go to college.
Don't go to college. The debt isn't worth it. Go do a trade. And then we're sitting there, as we're sitting there with a fucking plastic scraper, because my bright idea was, a metal scraper will fuck up the actual ceiling. Yeah. So we should use the plastic one. It'll be a little bit softer. Yeah, except the plastic one doesn't fucking scrape.
Right.
And it dulls. So I'm sitting there with a fucking a utility knife. And I'm whittling my fucking plastic fucking scraper to sharpen it up.
Luckily, we did have one metal scraper, though.
Yes. And then, sitting there, it's like, man, all those times that we fucking, college. You don't need it.
Oh, dude, I could have went right into the trade and made so much money.
You'll make so much money. You'll actually know how to do shit.
Yeah, you'll be so handy. And
but
here
then
we are.
And then,
what the fuck?
And then we're sitting there and like, imagine doing this for a job.
Yeah. It took us like roughly 2.5 hours just to scrape the ceiling down.
I mean, it probably would have taken an actual man or even your girlfriend. I don't know. Yeah. Half the time?
Probably, yeah.
Because we had to call her.
Yeah, that was my favorite thing. So we're scraping the ceiling, and we get to the edges, and obviously it's all drywall, and there's drywall tape and like mud and shit under it, like underneath the paint. So we get to the edge of the paint on the ceiling, and then it's like, I'm like, oh shit, what the fuck is this? And it's like tape, and I'm like kind of pulling it off, and I'm like, I don't know, like whatever. Did someone? Because at first I go, what the fuck? Did someone just paint over tape? Like someone just put tape? Because the way everything is in this house, in the three years, everything is just made up along the way. So I was like, I wouldn't put it past whoever lived here before us to tape some shit and then just paint over the tape. Nope. Well, come to find out, I had to pick up the phone and FaceTime Amy, friend of the show. And then I was just dying laughing, being like, yeah, I didn't know how to do a ceiling, so I had to call my girlfriend. And I go, hey, what do you know about drywall? Obviously, because she's in the construction field. And I go, what the fuck is this? Like, can I take this off? And then she like pauses before she answers. And she goes, yeah. And she goes, do you know how to like redo drywall?
You asked her. Oh, should I redo this?
Yeah.
And she like hesitated, going, do you know how to mud?
And I was like, no,
well, since
but
you had
YouTube
to ask,
does.
I'll say, since you had to ask, the answer is definitely no.
No. So I'm going through this, and I'm like, can I just like take this off? Like, can I just like cut it and do it? She's like, yeah, just cut it with a knife and then like paint over or whatever. Yeah. And I go, this shit's not holding the ceiling up, is it? She goes, no, the ceiling is screwed in. And I was like,
that was my favorite. Yeah, you're like, this isn't like holding the ceiling up, like the fucking, like the tape, like it's just gonna come crashing down.
That would have been amazing.
Yeah, just tape. Yeah, we have all this fucking like that's how houses are held together.
Yeah, with tape,
mud and tape.
Well, this house is kind of held together with paint. Like the light fixture itself was the light fixture, like the frame part, was held on by paint.
Yes,
like they painted over it. The curtain rod was held on by paint. Held on by paint. Also, they like put the curtain rod up, painted over it, and the paint dried and held it in place.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah, like the things that were done in this house before we lived here were fucking ridiculous. So I'm FaceTiming. I'm like, how this and that. We're trying to get through this. And I'm like, all right, fuck it. So I go and we do that, and we get the whole thing scraped. Well, we get like 98% of it scraped because there was some edges that we weren't getting under them. So then we get that. We come down. It took us, like I said, 2.5 hours just to scrape the ceiling. And we came down and like sat on the couch to take a little bourbon break because we needed it. And I go, imagine doing that every day, like for 8 hours a day.
Absolutely not.
And that's when we were like, yeah, no, go to trade school.
Yeah, go do a trade.
Definitely don't go to college. Oh, man, we wasted all that time in college.
Well, that's what we were sitting there. We're like, there's fucking 2 master's degrees, 12 years of school in this fucking bathroom, and we can't fucking figure it out.
No. 12 years just in higher education.
Yeah.
24 years total. And then
36 years.
Oh, yeah, because you got 12 years of regular. That's 20. 36 years of schooling.
Yeah, and then 6 years after.
Yeah, and we couldn't fucking figure that out. So we finally get through all that. And then we get the primer up. Well, unbeknownst to us, kind of known, but, we had already had a few bourbons at this point, too. So we're a little loose. And we start priming the ceiling. And our bathroom's not that big. And the ventilation isn't the best.
Nope.
We probably got fucking cooked out of our minds.
Yeah, I wish I could tell you.
Yeah.
Because honestly,
we got high as fuck.
After priming, I remember sitting on the floor drinking bourbon, but...
Yeah, we did we do two coats on Friday night? I don't even remember.
I don't even know.
I have no idea. I don't know if we did 2 coats of
primer. Would we have
done
done 2 coats of primer?
I don't think so.
How about when you did the first coat on the ceiling? Did it look like 2 coats of primer?
I don't think so.
Yeah, probably just the one.
Yeah.
I assume I passed out not that fucking long after that.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, you want to talk about, like, absolute space cadets between. So we did the math. We finished, what was it, like almost a bottle and a half of bourbon between the two of us?
Yeah, probably like a bottle and a quarter.
Roughly. So we each had roughly 3/4 of a bottle of bourbon, plus inhaled paint fumes, and also dust and whatever else was in the ceiling.
Yep, asbestos, mesothelioma.
Yeah. Do you have mesothelioma? Call now.
Yeah. Go to mesobook.com.
Yeah. So, bring us to Saturday morning.
Well, I can take it from there.
Yeah, why don't you?
Yeah, so the way my Saturday went.
Well, we planned it Friday night.
Okay, so actually the plan was on Friday was go to Market Basket in the morning.
Yep.
Ideally start like sanding, painting, doing some of that shit. At a normal time.
Yeah.
Get a coat on, whatever. Mm-hmm. Well, I remember my alarm going off at 6:15, which was a holdover from work the week before. And I was on the couch in the living room, 6:15. So I go upstairs, continue to sleep, wake up at, what I think's about like 9:30. It's like, oh, it's a little bit late, but, I'm kind of hungover or whatever. Nope. 12:30.
It was 12:30.
I almost slept till 1. Woke up at like 12:30. Came down here. Actually, I brushed my teeth somehow. I don't know how the fuck I did that.
Yeah.
So I brushed my teeth, went back upstairs with my toothbrush. Imagine that, like these stair trips. Sit for like 5 minutes, then I have to go puke. Yeah. And I had nothing to puke.
Yeah.
Which makes me think that I probably puked the night before.
Yeah. I think I puked the night before. I vaguely remember puking Friday night. So for my Friday night, it's like an episode of Always Sunny. Like, you tell your side of the story, I'll tell mine, and then we watch the fucking. Like, I wish we had that recorded.
Did we puke together? Like,
I don't know.
I kind of think I puked.
I'm 95% sure that I puked.
Because when I went to puke in the morning, I had nothing in there.
Yeah.
Nothing.
So I remember laying on the couch, and I think I woke up on the couch at one point. At maybe this was like, I don't know, 12-ish. And I had the bad spins, like real bad. So I was like, all right, let me just kind of like sit up. Let me like drink some water, whatever. And I started feeling a little bit better. And I remember like going to bed. And literally as soon as I laid in bed, I was like, nope, not happening. And like, I'm pretty sure I got up and ran downstairs and just started puking. So puked Friday night because my whoop told me I fell asleep at 1 a.m. But we didn't stay up until 1 a.m. So I'm trying to piece this all together here.
Allegedly, I might have. Our producer's telling me that I may have been up at 1.
So then I woke up at 6:30 in the morning and thought I was going to die. I have not been that hungover since day 2 of Guys Weekend this year, where I like almost had I didn't. I did have an anxiety attack, like on the fucking couch in New Hampshire.
The worst part is I did this at Festivus because me and her had to leave. Like, I didn't get out of bed till like 12:30 or something.
Yeah, we
had to go to Milton just because like the guys were still here and whatever.
Yeah.
We had to go to Milton. I went back to sleep.
Yeah.
On the couch until like 3:30.
Yeah. So I'm up at 6:30 and I come down and I'm feeling like absolute fucking death. Like really, really bad. Like I mean, like that hangover is like top 5 hangovers I've ever had.
I've had a couple and that have felt like that.
And
it's not often I puke in the morning.
I put it up there with day 2 of Guys Weekend this year, Easter a couple years ago.
That was so bad.
that was the Natter days, like the lemonade, the fucking natty lights.
Oh yeah, so my top hangovers was like Festivus, Guys Weekends. I mean, all the Guys Weekends are the same hangover.
Yeah.
Festivus this year, Easter that year.
Yeah.
And then the time we went to Bridgewater.
Yeah, at Jake and Maddie's.
And we got Scorpion Bowls to split with, like, we were splitting them in pairs.
Yeah.
Except I thought we were racing because I've never gone to Me King and got a Scorpion Bowl.
You've never just casually had a
I've never had a Scorpion Bowl at
It's
Me
always
King.
a race.
It's always a race. So I'm like drinking. I'm like, look around. I go, oh, fuck. I thought we were racing these things. Yeah. No. Oh, boy.
Yeah.
And that's all I remember from that night. And then we woke up in their house. I had no idea where we were.
The next morning at like 6 a.m. because didn't you have to go to work? You were at the old building.
It was at the old building. I had to go cover a turf rental. So I puked here, went to work,
Yeah.
slept upstairs on James's treatment table,
Yep.
came back, puked again,
Yep.
and just like wanted to die.
Yeah. Yeah. So Saturday morning was not ideal.
I was just like that.
So I tried to power through at 6:30 in the morning. I'm like, this is fucking awful. So I come down and I make coffee because it's part of my whole thing. You know, I go in and I make the coffee and I put it on the coffee table and I'm laying on the couch and I'm just like, I don't know if I have this right now. And I just am like trying to move, but like move, you know, when you have to move slowly because if you roll too quickly on the couch, like you think you might actually just die.
Yeah.
That's where I was. And then the next thing I know, I woke up and it was 9 o'clock and my coffee was ice cold. I didn't even fucking touch it.
It's funny because that was still 3.5 hours before I was going to wake up.
So I'm up at 9 now on the couch and I try and drink the coffee. I maybe had like half of it and was like, I can't do this. Like, I can't stomach this. So I'm like, it's still fucking miserable. I'm just trying to drink as much liquid IV as I can, which there was not enough liquid IV in the world to get us through yesterday.
Nope.
So I get to Market Basket in the morning. I probably went to Market Basket around like 9:30, 10 o'clock, and almost had a full-blown panic attack in the middle of Market Basket because I'm walking down the aisles trying to get everything and I have my fucking mask on, and with it just being so close and I'm so cripplingly hungover and I'm like, oh my God, I can't do this right now, and there's people walking and I'm starting to get hot, and you know the feeling you get and you're like, this isn't good. So I like take a hard left down like a random aisle that no one was in. I think it was like the cleaning products or something, and I'm standing there and I just rip my mask down and I'm like, all right, I have clean air. All right, you're going to be fine. And I just kept telling myself, don't have a fucking panic attack in Market Basket. Don't be that fucking guy. Like you and I'm like, fuck this. I have like one more aisle to go down. It's like the frozen food aisle. I just grab whatever, throw it in the cart and go to the fucking checkouts. And I went to the express lane because I was like, I don't care. I had like probably like, it's a 20 items or less. I might have had 27 items, but still, like, I was like, I'm just going right to the express lane. I'm getting the fuck out of here. And I came back and I survived. I didn't have a panic attack in Market Basket, but I came pretty fucking close.
Yep, been there.
And so what else? Oh, I went to Home Depot too. And I bought the shop vac.
Yeah.
Oh, that was just not ideal. I felt so bad at Market Basket. Like I felt like such dog shit. I bought ramen noodles and beef empanadas, like Jamaican beef patties.
Those are good though.
They are really fucking
They're
good.
fucking trash.
But I felt so shitty. I was like, I need something that's gonna like just be there and like taste really fucking good, but like something just that's junk. So I got ramen noodles and Jamaican beef patties. And I like barely was able to get the ramen noodles down. But then once I did, I started to feel a little bit better. So that's when I was fired up the beef patties. And then once I ate and had like probably 2.5 liquid IVs, I was like, I felt okay enough to move and like do stuff. And that was probably around noon. And that's when I went upstairs and I was like, I gotta sand. Like, I was like, it's noon. And that's why I'm like, I literally thought in my head, like, I haven't seen him sleep this much unless it's like a guy's weekend.
Yeah.
So my thought process in my head was, I hope he's not dead, but I'm going to start sanding, and that's probably going to wake him up. If I finish sanding and he doesn't wake up, I'm going to go in and check for a pulse. And wouldn't you know, I started sanding and you woke up and like came out, and then you
came immediately down
back
to the couch. So bad.
So, needless to say, we didn't get started.
So in fairness, you went in there, you sanded, you got the first coat on.
Mm-hmm. On the ceiling, yeah. And then we were just waiting for the ceiling to dry so we could do a second coat.
Yeah, which we didn't. We did that late.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think you got the first coat done by 3:30. And it was like a 4-hour dry time.
Yeah. Yeah, so we did the second coat.
Because we went back up at 7.
Yeah, we did the second coat around 7. And by then, between the two of us, we probably had 8 liquid IVs, and my piss was still yellow. Like, this morning, I pissed, like, slightly yellowy clear, and I haven't pissed clear in, like, 3 days. I might have only pissed twice on Saturday, actually. Like, despite drinking 4 liquid IVs, I may have only pissed twice.
I think that's how many times I did. Because of how much... Well, first of all, I moved about 4 square feet all day. Yeah. So it's like there was nothing really moving around. I probably drank... I don't think I quite got to a gallon.
Yeah, I think I had like 4 of my Yetis.
I think I had like 5 of those.
So the Yeti's 32 ounces, so whatever 32 times 4 is. I don't know math.
I had 150 ounces. That's over a gallon.
32 times 4. It's 120. That is a gallon. So I drank a gallon of water on Saturday and pissed twice.
Yeah. So bad.
Yeah.
I think I puked more than I pissed.
Probably. And that first piss on Saturday, it like hurts.
Yeah.
You're like, oh my God, this sucks.
It sucks so bad.
It's like brown. It looks like...
It's like heavy.
Yeah, yes.
It like sinks to the bottom of the bowl. Yeah. It's got like heavy metals in it.
Yeah. Whatever we were inhaling from the fucking ceiling.
It's like when you do a pH test in the pool and it's like, oh, if it's like this, it's like, yeah, no, it's like the far end.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, man. And then, like I said, today was the first time I had anything that remotely resembled piss and not coffee.
Yeah. Fucking apple juice.
Yeah, apple cider vinegar.
Body's just fermenting. No, but the thing about it, like even like not really starting again until 7 yesterday. Obviously, drying times are drying times. They are what they are.
Right.
But dude, even when we got up there, I could barely stand on the step stool. Like I was like shaking and shit. Yeah. It's like
you get the fucking shakes.
I'm like sitting there and it's like, how the fuck am I supposed to paint with my hands fucking shaking?
Not well. So needless to say, today went a lot better.
Yeah.
We
got 2 coats on.
Yeah. We removed
the light fixture down.
We removed the mirror and the light fixture.
Was the mirror last night? Yeah, it was last night.
Yeah, the mirror was last night. We took the mirror down, the lights off. We painted. We got the second coat of paint on the walls is currently drying as we are live now. So hopefully once this is done, we can go up and install the new light fixture and the new mirror, and then we can reconnect the power.
She's going to look at that and go, fuck, I really shouldn't have had them do that.
She'd be like, wow, they really fucked this up.
My bad.
Yeah. Here's a number for a fucking general contractor so you can call him to fix it.
You know what? I'll just, you know, the agency will just pay for it. This is on me.
I'll drop my commission a percentage point.
Yeah.
I
Instead of 5, I'll do 4.75.
I had no idea you guys were that stupid.
Because that's the thing is, even if we were at like full strength, it still might have been the same result.
Oh yeah.
And then I was operating at fucking 2% of my my max.
Yeah. Yeah, because then the other thing too was like we couldn't have painted the walls last night anyway because we had to remove the light fixture in order to paint the walls.
It was gonna be dark.
You can't paint in the dark. Yeah. I at least know that.
Yeah.
But so it'll be done by today, and we'll have a bathroom again by Monday.
God willing.
Yeah. My God.
So bad.
Dude, how hard can it be?
So, well, she's like, oh, yeah, you can do that all yourself. You sure?
Yeah. Oh, just a fresh coat of paint. It makes everything look awesome. Yeah, okay. We'll see.
That we will.
Yeah. Challenge accepted.
Fuck.
I am really interested to see how it looks when it's finished. Like with all the tape off. Like the
tape
windows.
off, cleaned up.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's going to be fine. Like the edges are going to piss me off, like by the door where like the little bit of popcorn we couldn't get off.
Yeah.
But other than that, like the rest of the bathroom should look fine.
It should. I mean, if you start like really looking at walls, none of it's ever perfect. So
No. Well, that's been our weekend. I hope you guys had a great fucking weekend.
You know, maybe instead of thinking like, oh, well, we got to get rid of these bottles of bourbon, let's just fucking try to drink them all. Maybe you just realize, well, they have a home to go to, so why don't you just not try to drink them all?
Yeah, I mean, we did get rid of 3 of them.
No, we only got rid of 2.
Oh, shit, that's right. We put a severe dent in one of them, though.
Yep.
In the 3rd. Yeah, we're almost down. The bar is almost completely empty. It's crazy to think that at one point in time, this bar had 23 bottles of bourbon.
I think it had more than that.
Yeah. Maybe it did.
We had a ton.
Yeah, when we first moved here.
No, it was when
we were in Axis.
Because I think we did the same thing when we left Axis. We were like, oh, we have to get rid of it all.
Yeah. Gotta drink them.
Don't want to travel with all these bottles.
Yeah, God forbid we pack these bottles and have to move them.
Dumb fuck.
Yeah, so we probably had, I don't know, at least 25. Probably maybe anywhere between 25 and 30 bottles of bourbon at one point.
Yep.
We were on like a real kick of like...
Just buying tons of bourbon.
Yeah, just tasting. We were doing all kinds of blind tastings and all kinds of shit like that. Henry McKenna always won for me.
Well, the thing for me is I was still driving to Rockland all the time, so I would just go to Luke's because everything was so cheap at Luke's.
Yeah, that's true. Good old Harmon. Fucking hate that golf course. Literally just to bend me over every single time I went there. I wonder how I would do now.
Just that place is...
Yeah.
So there's a guy. His name's Scott Fawcett, and he teaches golf course strategy. Mm-hmm. So his program's called Decade, and there's a lot of principles for, you know, how you're gonna get around the course.
Yeah.
So one of like the main principles, generally speaking, I haven't gone through the training, I haven't gone through the course, is you always want to hit the longest club that you can off the tee. So he wants you to hit driver as much as you can.
Right.
So there's like some flow chart they have where it's are there 65 yards between penalty areas? If it's yes, you hit driver. If it's no, then it's like, all right, well, is there a crossing hazard? Like, it asks all these questions. Basically, It's like it tries to put you in driver, no matter what. But then there's one, and so this would be the criteria of every hole at Harmon. It goes, are there 65 yards? No. Would going to a 2-iron or a hybrid, would that give you 65 yards? No. And then it's like, where the hell are you playing?
Yeah.
Like that's like how the flow chart goes.
Yeah.
Because his idea, and he's a guy. He's like, you guys don't need 3 woods in your bags.
Right.
He goes, you hit a driver, and if your driver is too much club, your 3 wood is probably also going to be too much club, unless there's like a crossing hazard.
Right.
He goes, most people don't hit their driver far enough to need it, whatever.
Right.
So
right. That's
like one of the things he says, but so he wants you to hit driver as much as you can. He actually is going to start putting 2 drivers in his bag. Like a driver that goes 300 and then another driver that goes 270. And after that, he'll hit a 3 iron. That's like for him 250.
Yeah.
But Harmon is all like 65-yard dispersion is like normal driver.
Right.
On the par 5, where driver would land, in play is 27 yards.
Yep.
Not fairway. I'm talking from the inlet to the other hazard.
Right.
27 yards. That's all you have.
Yeah.
And half of that distance, it's like only like 13 yards of fairway.
Yeah.
To land the ball.
Yeah, the par 5 there is fucking... It's
horrible.
It's gross.
That's why you like sometimes you like I hit 7 iron off the tee, 6 iron off the tee.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like I want to know if I could just shoot below like a 55. Because like when I would play there before, I'd be like high 50s, 60s.
Yeah, but you gotta knock. So with that is you just have to knock your way around.
Yeah.
You just have to find an iron that's working for you.
Yeah.
And just play that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's like it's a good course to like work on playing in tight areas, but at the same time, it's like this is just like not golf sometimes.
Yeah. It was not fun. It literally used to just bend me over every single time I went. I don't even know what the fuck else is going on in the world. Oh, we got oh shit, actually. You ready for this? We got a new strain of Ebola.
Nice. Is it airborne?
Ebola's coming back. No,
Oh,
I don't,
okay.
not that I know of, at least.
That's too bad.
But Guinea? Is it pronounced Guinea?
Guinea. Like the pig.
Yeah. They just declared a new Ebola epidemic. So Ebola's coming back. So I can't wait for that to just get way the fuck blown out of proportion and then have something else stupid that we can't do some other. Well, we can't go out. There's Ebola around. All right, cool.
I'm starting to really think that nothing's going to change.
Yeah, no, I mean, we said it from the beginning. Like, once you give these people this kind of power, it's pretty hard to get it back.
And people are still like the only thing that I don't know, but like with like because obviously old people are fucking annoying, but once the old people start getting vaccinated for this thing, I don't know if we're gonna get a change in attitude or not.
Yeah,
because they're the ones like obviously it's like, oh well, you're gonna kill all these old people. They're compromised, whatever. But if they're all vaccinated, then they're gonna be the ones I feel when they go to the grocery store. Well, I'm vaccinated. I don't want to wear a mask anymore.
Right.
I have my vaccine.
Right.
I don't want to wear that. I don't want a distance.
Right.
Like, I don't know. Will that... I just don't know if it'll change anything.
Yeah.
Like, it seems fucked up, but it's like, are we going to be wearing masks forever? Like, in stores?
I just can't see that. I mean, I couldn't see this last year, a year ago, but eventually something's got to give. And it's either going to be everyone will just kind of slowly go back to somewhat normal, or people are going to get so fed up that something's going to happen. Like there's going to be more riots, but like there's going to be riots on the other way. You know what I mean? Like instead of Black Lives Matter protesting for, the rights of black people, it's going to be crazy conservatives protesting for individual liberties and then rioting. You know what I mean? Like it's just going to be more of the same, but just a different, what is that? A rose of a different color? Is that what the saying is? The cliche? I don't know.
Whatever.
But it's going to be the same fucking thing. It's just a different a different name to it. It's all the fucking same thing. But it's something does have to give in the next 6 months. I really don't think you can go into this summer and at least not address the future. Because for the last year, no one has addressed how to move forward through this. It's been shut up. At first, it was shut up and wear the mask. And then it was, well, shut up and wait for the vaccine. And now we have the vaccine, and it's like, well, shut up and wait your turn for the vaccine. Like, no one in government has said, like, hey, we don't really know how long this is going to take. And, like, you know, a vaccine rollout might take 4 to 6 months. But then after that's done, then we can start discussing, like, you know, going back to normal. Those conversations are not having. They're just saying, like, oh yeah, the vaccine's here. It'll be available to it's available to, you know, specialized populations now. It'll be available to the general public by April or May. And then that's it. Like, no one has said, like, all right, well, what happens after May? Like, what happens once it's available for the general public and people start getting it? Like, what? Like, no one has addressed that. And I don't know what that means. Unfortunately, the conspiracy theorist in me is leaning towards what you just said, that they're just going to, like, try and keep pushing that, because they are going to try and keep pushing it for as long as they can, because it gives them extra power. You know, it's the governors that we wake up every day and turn on the TV essentially to see what the governor tells us we can do today.
Right.
You know, you can't go here, you can't go there. Like, that's literally, like, you give these kind of people this kind of power, and it's going to be really hard to get it away from them. But I don't know. I have no idea. I've never been this just perplexed at society and the world. Like, there's been a lot of fucked up shit that's happened in the last 30 years that we've been alive. And granted, we've really only been, like, probably old enough to formulate something for the last, like, 15. But even still then, like, we always just get through it. Like, we've never once even discussed, like, well, we need to close the entire country for a year. Like, that's never even been an option.
No, it's kind of crazy. It's hard to say, because, like, are we gonna...
Like, we had 9/11 happen.
Yeah.
We closed airlines for what, like a week? Maybe a month, max? Like, it's not like we were like, we need to close airlines for a year until we get this done. And then shortly thereafter, there was Richard Reed, the shoe bomber. So it was like, within the span of probably, I don't know how close they were. I would say it's probably between 5 and 7 years that it happened. And it's like, so within the span of, like, let's call it 7 years, you had 9/11 and then you had the shoe bomber. And it's like, well, we didn't shut down airlines for a year. We didn't say, like, oh, well, we can't fly planes because there's going to be terrorist attacks and it's dangerous. Like, we've had bad shit happen. Like, we had the marathon bombing.
Yep.
But, like, we didn't say, like, well, we have to, well, Boston did shut down the city until we found the fucking dickhead, which we did. But, you know...
But they never said, let's not have marathons ever again.
Right. It's not like we can never have a marathon until we get everything in the proper way. Like, what's literally happening now is, well, we can never go back to real life until we have everything in the proper way. And it's like, we've never done this before for anything. Anything ever.
Yep.
Like, we've never been like, well, we can't go back to the way we were until we have a proper way of life. It's like, no. This is called life. It's you take a chance every day. Every day you go and leave your house, you could get fucking hit by a bus, or you could just fucking slip and fall and hit your head and go out like nothing. Like, you remember, we don't have to say his name because there might be some people that listen in Medford, but you remember the old Italian guy that was connected to the mob, and he went to jail for a little while, and then he got out of jail, and he slipped and fell outside of Dunkin' Donuts and hit his head on the sidewalk and died. Like, shit like that happens. Like, you know, it is what it is. Like, that could happen to anybody. I could trip and fall down the stairs and break my neck and just fucking die. Like,
makes you so fucking lucky.
Like, we could have inhaled like half a gallon of asbestos between the two of us and then just died fucking Friday night.
Like you said, looking it up, you need years of exposure, not just one.
Right.
And I was sitting there fucking crushing it up and fucking blowing
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
doing lines of popcorn ceiling.
But it blows my mind that they've come with the under the guise of safety that we can never go back to do anything until we have everything in proper alignment, because it never will be in proper alignment again, and that's not how life works. There is inherent risk every day in life. It's called life. You fucking deal with it.
I don't know though. So like with that, it doesn't feel like we're getting back to any level of normalcy, but with the new, I guess, presidency, like everybody, the new whatever, I think we are getting back to some level of normalcy where people are realizing that the leaders that you elect are not for you.
Right.
Like the Democratic Party is actually kind of like not really splintering or splitting, but like there's a lot of people unhappy within the Democratic Party.
Right.
And some of those people that are unhappy now, there is factions within that.
Right.
So are they going to splinter a little bit, split further?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. But I mean, we're back to politics where they're not out there for you.
Right.
They're going to lie to you.
Right. And people are surprised.
People are surprised.
People are like, I can't believe this politician lied. Well, you said politician, right?
Yeah.
You used politician and liar are synonyms.
Yeah.
Like it's the same fucking thing. I don't know. I mean, I just thought that's the way it always was.
It always was.
Yeah.
It always was.
So I really don't know. To answer your question from before about, are we going to have to wear masks from ever? I fucking hope not.
I don't know. I feel like we're gonna.
Yeah.
I don't know. Hopefully not.
And I feel like it's going to be the same type of shit. It was literally almost a year ago to the day where I was, probably about a month away, but where I was sitting here bitching and saying, if you want me to wear the mask, put a fucking sign outside. And they did. And
no, we're still a couple months from that.
And I'm sitting here now and I'm saying, I'm not getting the vaccine unless you tell me I have to. Like if my job tells me that if I don't get the vaccine, I get fired, well, I like having a steady income, so I guess I'd have to get the vaccine. Or like, even I probably still wouldn't get it if they did the whole vaccine passport thing that they've been kicking around. Like
I don't think they can do that.
You can't fly on a plane unless you have the vaccine. Like, okay, then I don't need to fly. Like I have other ways of getting around, you know. Or I just won't go to fucking California. Boo fucking who, you know. Like, but short of like I said, like my job saying like, get the vaccine or you can't work here type of deal, that I don't see myself getting it.
Well, again, I'm just waiting to see what the trade-off is. Because if nothing changes, why would I get it?
Right. Right. That's true too. Because then the other thing they keep saying is, like multiple people are talking about it, there have been 0 studies throughout the entire trials and everything on pregnant women. So they have no idea how it affects women that want to get pregnant or that are pregnant. So it's like, well, then you could make the argument that like almost any like young female probably shouldn't get it. Like if we don't know.
So we don't know. We really don't.
Yeah.
But I'm also sick of hearing the people like that are going like, oh, well, we don't know the long-term effects. Like I can't have it because we don't know the long-term effects.
We don't know the long-term effects of getting COVID either. That's the whole thing too.
Here's one of my running theories on the matter. They rolled this thing out pretty quick. Mm-hmm. And they rolled this thing out for a disease that doesn't kill many people.
Correct.
And 400,000 is a lot.
Yeah.
Or whatever we're up
to
now.
But I would not call COVID deadly.
The survival rate is very high.
It's over 99%.
Very high. That's a very high survival rate.
Yeah.
I don't know other diseases, but if 99% of the people who get it survive, that is not what you would consider a deadly disease.
Right. I'd be willing to bet pneumonia is a lot lower than 99%.
So they found, you know, some of these vaccines are like 95% effective. It's like, all right, well, it's already 99. Like humans are already 99% effective.
Right.
And what they're saying with the vaccine is it doesn't stop the spread. It just prevents it from killing you.
Correct.
Well, it's not killing many of us.
Right. So then what's the point?
So my thing with the long-term effects, how bad can it be?
Right.
How fucking bad? Like, honestly, how bad can it be?
Right.
We don't, because part of my point is you probably don't need a vaccine to survive this thing. So seriously, so honestly, this vaccine that they're giving us, like, how wrong could it go?
Right.
I'm under the assumption that it probably just doesn't actually do a whole lot.
Probably not.
Like, if the human body's effectiveness is already pretty good, this vaccine just, I feel like it's a big nothing burger.
Probably, yeah.
That's like one of my like hot takes, one of my conspiracy theories is like, it doesn't actually do much.
Right.
So the people are like, oh, well, I don't know long-term effects. I'm not taking it. It's like, you're giving that vaccine way too much fucking credit, I think.
Yeah. Well, there's also the whole talk now too about, I think it's called viral exchange or not. It's like viral something, and it has to do, maybe it's viral evolution. And it has to do with the idea that the reason why people, I say have to use that term loosely, but why people have to get the flu shot every year is because viruses evolve and they change a little bit in their DNA. So they're saying like, well, yeah, we might have this one vaccine for this COVID virus, but if it mutates and evolves, then this vaccine is now null and void. So like, because that's the other thing people are arguing about, like, oh, is it good for 6 months? Is it good for a year? Is it good for a lifetime? Like, we don't know. Like, no one really knows. And it's like, well, it might be good for as long as this strain is around, but as soon as it evolves and mutates, then that's a totally different strain. That's why, like, the flu that has been around forever, that is so vast, in a flu vaccine, there's anywhere between 30 to 40 strains that you get vaccinated for in one shot, which means there's more than 30 to 40 strains that exist because they change every year, which means there's a lot of fucking strains of the flu out there. So, like, you can't even be protected by all of those, and those change from year to year. You get a flu shot in November of 2019, it doesn't protect you from the flu in 2020 or 2021. So it's like we get this vaccine now for COVID, and it's like, all right, well, you're going to tell me that I'm protected now forever? Is that how these things work now? Are we just forgetting all about virology? We're just throwing everything against the wall and we're saying like, wow, well, you know, I mean, this is how it works for every other vaccine that we ever made. And it's like, what the fuck are we doing here?
No one knows. Because I've heard 10 years.
Yeah.
I heard like a lot of people say, you know, it's probably not going to be one of those every year things. It's probably a 10-year thing. Whatever, man.
No, it's just all fucking stupid. I'm sick of it. I think everybody I talk to is sick of it. And it's been for a couple months now. Right around since the election. Like a little before. Like around October through now. So maybe almost 6 months now. Everybody I've talked to. It doesn't matter whether they're Republican, Democrat, Libertarian, fucking socialist. Like it doesn't matter where they fall on the political spectrum. Everybody hates COVID and everyone's sick of it. Everyone is fucking sick of it. And people just want to go back and live life. And if they're not able to, I think there's going to be a problem, like a legitimate problem.
Well, I think once people have their second dose, and then, 2 weeks after the second dose is when people can consider it effective.
Yeah.
Once we start to get to those people, because I think there's only a few people who have already gotten their second dose. Mm-hmm. Because they started right around the new year, right?
Just about, yeah.
So if you got your first dose like in the first week, that means you got your second dose right around the 1st of February. So we're right around that 2-week mark.
Yeah.
So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens in the next month as people become vaccinated.
Right.
Because right now there's probably not that many people that you would really consider vaccinated.
Right.
And if I don't know. Maybe people will push back. Like, I have my vaccine. I'm not like, why the fuck are we still doing this?
Yeah. I think we're going to get to that point. And I think that's fair. And I think you nailed it too, especially the old people. Old people are fucking grumpy as fuck.
Oh, they're so fucking grumpy.
They're going to be like, I have my vaccine. Fuck you. I'm not wearing a mask.
Yeah, I'm not wearing a mask anymore. I'm vaccinated.
Yeah. So, now, some of them are going to be huge fucking pussies because there's always pussies no matter where you go. But there's going to be plenty of people that are like, I have my vaccine. Fuck you. I'm not wearing this mask.
Yep.
And they're fucking 78 years old, and they say whatever they want, because once you hit 70, that's the law.
Yeah.
You get to say whatever you want. You're old.
Yep.
And no one can say anything to you. That's one of the perks about being old, is you can just say whatever the fuck you want. You get a free pass. Be like, oh, yeah, that person's old. Yeah, that's true. You know, they were around before segregation.
Well,
you know?
it's like...
Because they always say something fucked up.
Yeah,
and it's like, yeah, well, you know, you have to, you know... take it for what it is.
Yeah. Well, it's like hard. Like you think about like a 78-year-old. That means they were born in 1943.
Oh, you mean the president?
They have already. They have already like even before the civil rights movement, they were already framed in being a human being.
Yes.
And that's kind of fucked up to think about.
Yeah. The president of the United States, Joe Biden, he's 78 years old.
I was just thinking in general.
Yeah.
And I didn't want this to be an attack on the president.
Yeah, no.
But like you figure by the time you're 18 years old, you already kind of are set in your ways.
Oh, the Speaker of the House, she's 80. Like, it's...
Fucking fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
the guy I train that's 78.
Yeah.
Or he'll be 78 this year. He's like, yeah, I'm not getting the vaccine. Fuck you. He goes, instead, I'm just buying as many guns as I can.
That's a really good point. If you were born in 1943...
You were 18 years old in 1961.
Yeah, and
that's
by the time...
the very beginning of the civil rights movement.
And by the time the civil rights was at its peak, probably between 65 and 68, if you were born in 43, you were 22 years old in 1965.
Yeah.
You were formed as an individual by the time... like civil rights was peaking.
I mean, it gives you plenty of time to change and think, but...
Right, but you had 22 years prior to that.
Yep. Sure did.
So, yeah.
Those people are still out there.
Yeah, and they will be for at least another 20 years, right?
No, not because of... No, COVID, dude.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to kill them all.
COVID's going to kill them all, yeah. Because you got to imagine... So if you were... The youngest you could have probably been through all that is like maybe like, maybe 12. Like if you were 12 in 1965, then like you could still be kind of, you're not fully formed at 12, but you certainly are already on your way. You just believe really whatever your parents believe, which, hey, at that point, they probably all thought a certain way. So 12 and 65 is what? 53. 53. So anyone born after 1953 probably should know better. But anyone born before 1953 gets a pass if they're a little crotchety and maybe say some racist things. within reason. Like you can't just be going around like throwing the N-word, but like if someone says something like my grandmother, for example, who was born in the fucking 20s, she used to call black people colored. And I used to explain to her, like, you can't say that. Like, people don't say that anymore. And she was born in the 20s, dude. Like, she grew up and they were called colored. Like, it's just what it is. So it's like shit like that, where like they maybe say some shit that it's like, you shouldn't really be saying that, but you're old, so you can say it, whatever.
Yeah. I think now they're honestly though, like not to give them some credit around here. I don't want to talk about 78-year-olds in fucking rural Arkansas, but like around here though, they are better. Than that.
Yeah.
They really are.
That is true.
But they're still on the like side of almost like Jim Jeffries.
Yeah.
It's like just don't get me involved. They're still like that. So it's like they look at it like with the anthem shit.
Right.
In sports, it's like I just want to watch the game and you're getting me involved. It's like, well, no, they're kind of not.
Right.
You can still just watch the game.
Right. Yeah, you can just not pay attention to that any other bullshit.
Let's involve Gary Jeffries.
This is the third time this month. Oh, man. You want to wrap this up?
We can probably wrap this up, right?
Yeah, it's about that time.
All right. Let me just pull out my final thought.
All right.
Because it pertains to Minneapolis PD.
Oh.
Which, if you can remember what happened in Minneapolis, that's George Floyd.
Yeah. Oh, really? Is that what happened up there?
And big thing stemming from that was defund the police, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, Minneapolis City Council voted unanimously on Friday to approve $6.4 million in additional funding that the police department requested. All According
LOL.
According to the Minneapolis Police Department, there are only 638 officers available to work, which is roughly 200 fewer than usual. An unprecedented number of officers quit or went on extended medical leave Dr. Winteroff after the death of George Floyd and the unrest that followed. Funding was approved despite some city council members and activist groups advocating to replace the police department following Floyd's death. So, the Minneapolis City Council took away $8 million from the police department.
Yeah.
Bunch of people quit. Now they can't do their thing.
Right.
But now they got to find more police officers.
Right. How's that going for you?
I thought we were... Why do you need to find more police officers if we're defunding them?
Yeah, I thought we were abolishing them too. All cops are bad, remember?
Yeah. So is that 6.4 million? How many social workers are they going to hire? Because social workers don't make much. What is that, like 400 social workers?
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
And if they need 200 more cops, I guess 400 social workers is probably better, right? Because social workers were better than cops.
Well, yeah, all cops are bad. So therefore, most social workers are probably good, right?
What's a social worker make a year? 40 grand,
roughly. Between 40 and 50.
Yeah, I mean 6.4 million. You get you 160 social workers.
Yeah, there you go.
So how the fuck are they going to replace the 200 cops with 6.4 million? That's not enough money.
No, it's not.
That doesn't add up. You can probably add. I assume if I just did that as it's 160 people making 40,000, you figure a cop probably makes 80,000. Is that too high?
But I mean, it's Minneapolis too, so it's not Boston. Boston cops might make between 60 and 80. Minneapolis PD might make between 40 and 60, maybe 50 to 70.
Yeah, so they can probably add 100. So they're 200 short, 6.4 million. They can probably only add 100.
Yeah.
Nice work.
Yeah. Good job.
You guys nailed it.
Also, after all that happened, the crime rate in Minneapolis.
Well, that's why they need the cops.
Yeah.
That's why they need more cops, because the crime rate's through the roof.
Yeah. Yeah. People are idiots. People are absolutely fucking idiots. We need to abolish the police. All right, cool. Enjoy that. Have fun.
Yeah. How'd that work?
Have fun when someone comes to fucking rob you.
I'll say that was a cool story for like 9 months.
Yeah. Yeah. People are fucking idiots.
Hey, nicely done. Nicely done, Minneapolis.
Yeah.
See, fucking morons in that city council. Because they were the ones that were like coming out and being like trying to do it. And then the cops were just like, yeah, sure. Whatever.
Yeah.
And then a bunch of them probably took a bunch of spills down the stairs. Ooh, shoulder. Yeah.
I can't go back to work. We got to make sure you do it on the job.
Yeah. That's how it works.
Yeah.
Especially with all of the all the pensions and all that crap. Mm-hmm. They'll just do shit like that. Whether it's right, wrong, or indifferent. I get 200. Some of them, probably some of them just straight up quit.
Yeah.
I guarantee you a bunch of the ones on extended medical.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like,
ooh, knee.
Yeah, I stepped down the stairs wrong, and I think I really, really fucked up my knee.
Or it's like, I had to do that training, and my back's been killing me since then.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't really been able to sit for extended periods of time.
Yeah,
I think I got sciatica.
I think it hurts to drive.
Yeah. So, my final thought is, what do I want to use? I got a couple of them here. All right, so I'll go with this one. So we watched My Cousin Vinny the other night.
Yep.
Which is fucking hilarious. And every time I watch it, I always thoroughly enjoy it. And it has potentially one of my favorite scenes of any movie of all time. And every single time I watch this movie, I die laughing. And it's the scene when they go in the courtroom and the Ralph Macchio's fucking buddy fires Vincent Gambini and hires his own attorney. And they go through the whole thing and they prep and they're ready to go and they show up and Joe Pesci gets up and he does his whole thing. I'm Joe Pesci. And then
Yugoslavia.
Yeah, the two Utes. And so then the lawyer, the new lawyer gets up and he just absolutely just shits himself when he stands in front of the jury and he goes, people of the jury. And I lose it every single time. I think it's one of my I think it is honestly one of my favorite scenes of any movie of all time. And if you've never seen My Cousin Vinny and you're watching or you're listening, you have to go watch it. I'm giving you homework. It's a classic. Marissa Tomei is amazing in it for multiple reasons, but she's great always. Joe Pesci's awesome. He's hilarious. It's just an awesome fucking movie. Like it came out in what, the 90s or
right, 94 or something.
Maybe it could have even been the late 80s.
That seems strong.
Yeah, well,
you keep ranting and raving about it
because Machio's a little bit older. He's in his 20s, so he did the Karate Kid in the 80s.
I feel like that was mid 80s.
Yeah, so maybe this is mid 90s.
I'm going 94.
Yeah, that's probably right on. You got it.
92.
92.
Damn.
Yeah. That was still pretty close, though. So it's just great stuff. So I wanted to ask you, do you have a favorite scene of a movie of all time?
Is that... What? Like one?
Well, do you have
one scene out of every movie?
Not one scene, but is there something that it's just no matter how many times you watch it, you love it?
I mean, there's a lot of shit from Super Troopers.
Yeah, that is a good one too. Landfill.
Well, I would say so. Beer Fest.
I taught Landfill everything he knows. Can you guys call me Landfill?
Best character switch ever.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, if you gave me time to think about it, I could do it. But yeah, I mean, Super Troopers is a classic, so I mean, I can almost quote that entire movie.
Yeah. There's a lot of fucking great parts in that too.
Well, it's like everything. So there's the meow.
Yep.
There's the repeater.
Yeah.
The soap and the coffee. Eat it. Make him look like a dick. God damn it, give me the goddamn soap.
Yeah, so I guess maybe then movie. Is there a movie that just never gets old? So that would probably be the better question.
Yeah,
to ask.
Super Troopers, Dumb and Dumber, those never get old for me.
Yeah, because My Cousin Vinny, obviously it came out 29 years ago, and I still absolutely love it.
I don't watch it much, but Happy Gilmore wouldn't get old either.
Right. Yeah, Super Troopers is great. I'm trying to think of movies from the 90s too.
It would have to have been something,
because Beer Fest is one of those too, but that was 2006, 2008, somewhere around.
It was
there.
2006, but
yeah,
that doesn't mean no Beer Fest. There's a lot from Beer Fest that I like.
Yeah. Super Troopers was
2001.
01, yeah. So, yeah, I would say it at least 20 years plus.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of movies do get old. Like Billy Madison, I would maybe hold.
Yeah.
But it might not.
Yeah.
The rest of Adam Sandler stuff probably wouldn't.
Yeah.
I mean, I always like Big Daddy, but...
Yeah. Little Nicky's pretty funny.
That would not hold.
Yeah.
It cannot hold. Yeah. No way. There's no way.
That was just so outrageous, at the time.
I know, and I don't know. There's no way it can hold.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not funny that his brother Cassius hit him in the face with a shovel.
Right.
But it was funny when I was fucking 12.
Right. Yeah, I don't know.
Plus, you have to listen to the voice the whole time.
Yeah. Someone out there is screaming a movie that we're forgetting.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Happens.
Yeah. Oh, well. So that's going to do it. That's it for us. Thank you for watching wherever you are. Make sure you click thumbs up and click subscribe, and also comment. Give us a comment on the YouTubes. You subscribe wherever you're listening right now too. If you're on Apple, go to the iTunes store, give us 5 stars, write a review there, all that engagement shit. Thank you to mybookie.com. Use our promo code SarcasmPod when you sign up at mybookie.com, and they will match your deposit for 50% up to $1,000. And then they'll also toss in free play in there. We are in on the Daytona 500 that is happening today. So by the time this comes out, you will have the results. I am on Kevin Harvick to finish in the top 5. And I got Tyler Reddick to win it. He's 33-1 odds to win. So we'll see how that goes. We got to check in on the Daytona. And you can find us on Instagram at Sarcasm Speaks Pod. We're on Twitter at Sarcasm_speaks. And our Facebook page is Sarcasm Speaks. So until next time, good night, everyone. And don't huff paint fumes and drink bourbon at the same time.